Hey guys, I just want to cover a little bit of what I'm expecting this year at E3 2014. Um, from the Sony side, I'm expecting, the typical Uncharted. I'm expecting they're going to broadcast the remake of The Last of Us. It's basically, I think, going to be fairly unimpressive to tell you the truth. But you'll see advantages of 1080p, and I know they're striving for 60 frames per second. I think you may see a surprise or two. You may see a new God of War. You'll see some indie games. Little Big Planet. I know there was a Vita port a while ago. I expect maybe a new Little Big Planet for the PS4. Maybe a free-to-play version of Little Big Planet. Some episodic content. I could see that going around, especially with PlayStation Now. They may have episodic content that works on all the platforms. I think that's where they're going to promote the Vita as well. The Vita is basically going to become a streaming box to be able to play PS3 games. I don't see the Vita getting a lot of exclusives at E3. The PS3 will get mentioned with PlayStation Now. I don't really expect any big PS3 announcements. They'll have third-party support, just as the Xbox 360 will. I think the PS4 will, of course, have a lot of third-party games. I wouldn't be surprised to see like a teaser or something for the next Titanfall, because even though it sold well on the Xbox One, I could see it going to a Sony platform, as obviously there's a lot more people that own a Sony platform than a Microsoft platform right now in the next gen wars. Maybe a new PS4 firmware update. Overall, I think that you're not going to see a ton from Sony that we don't expect. There might be a new IP or two. Think of like Tearaway for the Vita, which was a great IP. You'll see something like that for the PlayStation, and DLC maybe for a popular game such as Infamous Second Son or something like that. But I think overall you're not going to see any huge surprises. On the Nintendo side, it's even debatable if they're going to have a conference. Last I knew, it's just going to be a Nintendo Direct. I wouldn't be shocked though to see at least a couple surprise announcements, maybe a partnership with third-party publishers such as Capcom or something, where they're going to have something exclusive to a Nintendo platform. I think at this point you can pretty much give up on third-party ports outside of maybe like Call of Duty, and maybe you'll get the current, last-gen version of Assassin's Creed on the Wii U. They'll show Watch Dogs, because even though Watch Dogs will be out for the other platforms, Watch Dogs is coming later in the summer to the Wii U. We'll see that. We'll see some 3DS games. Don't expect any third-party games for the 3DS outside of exclusives, as they don't really get a lot of ports either. I mean, pretty much the Vita and the 3DS are dead when it comes to third parties. You see, of course, obviously Smash Brothers, Bayonetta, hopefully a release date for X. But outside of that, I can't say as I'm really expecting much from Nintendo. I'm really hoping that there's going to be some surprises. Mario Kart will have recently launched, and maybe they'll announce DLC for Mario Kart, which I think would be huge. Okay, let's see. How about on Microsoft's side? Well, Microsoft seems the most desperate of the three, even though they're clearly going to be in second place over the Wii U. I think what you're going to see, the beginning, they're going to mention, the Xbox 360 is continuing to sell. It's doing, fairly well. I think you're going to see a price drop. I think you'll see a price drop on the PS3 and the Xbox 360 down to about $150, maybe even less, as they, they're going to try to clear out inventory of those and have a lot of value series for those. And I think Microsoft then is going to focus on the Xbox One games. They're going to, tout that, a lot of games have sold of over 1 million copies. You got your Forza, you got your Dead Rising, and I think Titanfall is probably close, especially if you combine the 360 and the Xbox One version. If you combine the PC version, I know they've already sold over 1 million units. So they'll show that. They'll show, games with gold, hopefully for Xbox One. I don't expect a lot. Maybe like Max, Curse of the Brotherhood, or Halo Spartan Assault, or something like that would be the first games with gold Xbox One game. But it'll be a welcome change compared to what we're used to right now. Let's see. Well, other than that, you'll have a couple new exclusive games to Xbox One. You'll see like a couple of the games they've shown before. I think Quantum Break is the name of the game. You'll see more of that, and you'll probably find that it looks to me more like Heavy Rain than anything else. You'll see them tout some of their later exclusives coming in later in the summer. The Halo 2 remake, if that's going to be around. Halo, some people expect Halo 5. It could be a spin-off like Halo Wars or something like that. Who knows? And probably, a teaser trailer for new Gears of War. On the multi-platform side, I wouldn't be surprised if EA announces a lot of their games on the Microsoft conference. You know, maybe additional content for Titanfall, maybe some hopefully free content for Plants vs Zombies Garden Warfare. You know, Madden, the basketball, NBA Live, NHL, and I wouldn't be surprised if they show something else off as well, and maybe an exclusive Kinect game towards the end. But I don't really expect any huge surprises. Thanks for watching. This was John.